Well, nice to talk to you again. And we're running out of segments because we're running out of things to do. The Jewel is about 99% done. A few items to put on it yet. This will be our last segment before the show. And so you might want to hear this run. So now what we're looking at now is the bullnose molding that we needed, that everybody said they had, but nobody could find one to send us. We called Classic and we called Chevy of the 40s, and yeah, we got them in our catalog, but we don't have them. And the guy that used to make them is no longer in business, so we don't have them anymore. So this was made by Dave at Fat Fendered Relics. Big shout out to Dave, because this is really a nice piece of work. Fits real nice. I got to do just a little bit of work on it to get fit a little bit better. But there again, though, see now, this hood is not the same configuration as a stock hood. I got to keep reminding myself of that, because this has been all modified to fit this front end. So that's why we got a little bit of it. He built this for a 49 through 52 Chevy, a stock hood. And this is not stock hood we're dealing with. So I got to do a little work to make that fit. That's not a problem. Stainless is pretty soft, bends pretty easy. Otherwise, this is really a nice piece of work. So all you guys out there, or if you know anybody that's got a 49 to 52 Chevy that needs a bullnose molding, call Dave at Fat Fendered Relics. He built it in a matter of a couple of days, sent it to me. Thanks to Mike the Greek, who did the work to get it rounded up. Now bear in mind while we're buffing that we are working on 1200 grit sand scratches, because our paint had a lot of dirt in it, and we had to sand it with 1000 grit paper before we could go to 1200, and some of this we've actually gone to 1500 to make it a little easier to buff, but we're still working on 1200 grit sand scratches. So it takes about 2 or 3, sometimes 4 attempts to get it to where it's the way we want it. And this is a very dirty job, as you'll notice, but somebody's got to do it. And now you're seeing why people charge $10,000 for a paint job, because nobody really wants to do this. Well, there are guys out there that are a little twisted of mind that really like doing this, but the normal person, well, I've been at this since Saturday, and now I've just started buffing. I spent Saturday and Sunday morning sanding it down, and I still have to do the roof, but it's just a real long process, and it's scary because you really got to hang on to your buffer, because if it gets away from you, it could just tear a chunk right out of the paint. And if you can see that light bulb with no scratches, and you can see I still have scratches yet, then that shows you that you're not done. And I'm going to set that light right there so I can see that, but you can see there's still some sand scratches in there that I will continue to buff out. There's many different kinds of compound that you could use, but you can tell by the number on the front of the Meguiar's bottle right there, 110. Now this is a real fast cut compound. And the reason I'm using 110 is because I have these scratches to deal with. But you'll notice now how nice that's becoming. See that lightly? See? Yep. Now one more time and I should have this done.
Well, we're doing diamonds just like Jim had in the old days. But as you know, I don't know if I talked to you about it on film before, but Jim called me about 4 days before he passed and said, hey, Bill's doing the car, would you do the interior? And I'm like, heck yeah, what an honor. So, but it had one big diamond in each seat, and he asked me on the phone that night to put 2 separate diamonds. So that's what I've been doing, and I think by the time it's all said and done, it's going to have 17 diamonds in it. And about 260 pleats if you include all these pleats and these pleats. Well, diamonds and pleats. They look pretty bright and cool. That night on the phone, Jim had asked me to make a little bit of change from what the Jewel had originally. It did have white seats just like this and big red diamonds, but it had one big red diamond across the two seats and another big red diamond here. And Jim said, "Hey, could you make it two diamonds, one where each person sits?" And I'm like, "Sure." I thought that looked better too. So that's what I did, and I took the seat all apart, and as normal, a couple springs were broken. I replaced those and painted the frame and the springs, and all new foam, all new burlap, all new everything. Nothing's all the mouse skulls and bones are gone out of it, and the mouse bedding is all gone, and all that rusty mouse stuff is gone. On the back seat and the front seat, I thought, well, I need to make it something a little cool in between besides just flat vinyl, so I put some pleats in between. So yeah, it's really, really old school. It really makes the inside look fresh, and it makes you feel like you should be on your way to a sock hop.
Today's it. By tonight, I don't care how late we work, we're going to be done with this car tonight. That's all there is to it. The only thing we have, well, take that back. Tomorrow we will put on the wheels, tires, fender skirts, hubcaps, set it on the ground, fire it up and tune it up. And she's going to be ready for a good clean job. That's it.